Okay. Perfect. Good afternoon, Namibia. Welcome to the Government Information Center. My name is Philip Zavunyela and I'll be your host for this afternoon session. Today we're going to look at a really important discussion which aims to really look at what is effective governance, what are the necessary channels for reporting inefficiency in government systems or government sectors, and really discuss to an extent what is in place, how can citizens air their dissatisfactions. This afternoon I'm joined by a panel of amazing experts. I'm joined by Mr. Alan Hansen, the Deputy Director for the Directorate of Public Service Innovation and Reforms in the Office of the Prime Minister. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Afternoon. Thank you for having me, Philip.
Then we are joined by Ms. Margaret Kalo, the Chief Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Then we are joined by Ms. Sally Buiswalelo, the Chief Policy Analyst for the Directorate of Public Service Innovation and Reforms in the Office of the Prime Minister. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. I'm glad I'm here.
Last but not least, we are joined by Ms. Minikwe Kasaona, Deputy Director for the Department of Public Service, IT Management in the Office of the Prime Minister. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Without further ado, let me jump right into our discussion for today. Mr. Hansen, let me start with you. The OPM initiated the government communication system as a means to improve public service delivery. Kindly highlight what the government communication system project is all about.
All right. Thank you, Philip. Basically, we have to start at the beginning. So the beginning is the role of the Office of the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister is the leader of government business in the Parliament. The Prime Minister also has to coordinate the work of the Cabinet, and the Prime Minister is also supposed to execute the functions of government, assisting the President to do so. So the government communication system is geared towards improving service delivery. So what we aim to do is our directorate. So OPM has got about 9 directorates or departments. Yeah. So what we do is everything is geared towards service delivery. So because the Office of the Prime Minister with the Prime Minister is the leader of government business. So all the 9 directorates are geared towards this, and our directorate, the Directorate Innovation and Reform, we come up with creative and innovation ways to deliver service. So we look at the shortfalls, what are the challenges, and then come up with ways and means. So the government communication system is basically one of these innovations that we have come up with in order to solicit feedback from our customers, our citizenry, and everyone that is using public services. And by doing so, we are now getting ideas in terms of how the service is perceived by our customers. So yeah, in short, that is the system in itself. So it's geared towards the improvement of public service delivery.
Thank you, Mr. Hansen. Ms. Kasona, if I can perhaps move to you. What is the role of the Office of the Prime Minister? And I know Mr. Hansen spoke briefly about it, but can you perhaps just go more in detail for us? What is the role of the OPM in the implementation of the government communication system within the context of e-governance?
Okay, thank you very much. Basically, first what you want to inform the public is to know what is e-governance. So e-governance is basically, just to put it in layman term, is to have integrated systems or online services that are connected to each other, talking at one central point.
Yeah.
So meaning that if Ministry of Home Affairs having a birth certificate or NPRS system, which is now the National Population Registry, and NATES want to validate drivers, for example, they can just easily access Home Affairs via their system centrally there. You don't have to get people to go to Home Affairs and get IDs and stuff like that. You can literally access the information on time right there. So that is what e-governance is about. So integrated online services is one of the most issues, very critical, that has been affecting a lot of governments all over the world. And by providing these services to citizens and businesses and stakeholders, it involves e-governance, which includes, or it comes to a one-stop shop, yeah. And it improves government services in terms of the efficiency and the effectiveness to the citizens. So hence the initiative for us here is to provide to the general public at large with understanding that there's such an online system in place that has been given to the public to give their views and to ensure that public has the theoretical foundation or understanding towards the importance of service delivery, and also that they have the right to know that they deserve good services from the government. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah, maybe I can just make an addition there, Philip. Yeah, so Monique has been speaking about the e-governance, and I just want to make an addition to the system itself. Yeah. The system is not, I would like to stress that it's not something new. We have been using suggestion boxes since I joined the office. Suggestion boxes was already in place. So basically what we are doing is just to institutionalize what is already there and to improve on that. So the Harambee Prosperity Plan, the first one, dictates that there should be a citizen satisfaction survey. So the citizen satisfaction survey had two proponent objectives, and that was to measure turnaround times and as well as the quality of service that we are delivering. So that already, I can say it's a preamble towards the system itself. So we wanted to measure ourselves in terms of what our customers perceive to receive from us. So the system was there. We just institutionalized or improved it based on what is in existence. And that is already in line with our IT department, which is to put government services online.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Hansen. Ms. Buiswalelo, Mr. Hansen briefly mentioned some of the preambles that existed or that sort of necessitated. But what was the rationale behind the government communication system?
As my colleague Mr. Hansen highlighted, that it's a means to solicit feedback from the citizens. So government communication system simply means the use of suggestion boxes, an online feedback system for us to get feedback from the citizen or the users of our services. So the rationale behind us introducing the project in government, we wanted to create a platform, or government is creating a platform where Namibian citizens and the end users of our services can give us views or air their views with regard to service delivery. Yeah. How do they feel about government services? If you go to the corporate world, for example, in your commercial banks, if you access a service, they will tell you, rate us. And that helps them in the planning and how they better deliver their services. So government is taking this initiative for us also to give a platform to our citizens and the end users of our services to rate government. Yeah. And this will indicate to us the gray areas where government is doing well and where we are not doing right. The second rationale is basically to provide management with feedback with regards to operations. Our managers in government should get feedback on how things are going on the grassroots level or on the ground level, for them to come up with what we call remedial action, all-informed decision, in order for us to improve public service performance as well as service delivery.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. If I can move over to you, Ms. Kalo. The implementation of the government communication system, is the responsibility of OMAs and RCs. Kindly highlight how the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security has effectively implemented this project.
Thank you very much once more for having me. The Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, we fully implement the government communication system. So why did we do that? We see that this is a unique platform for our clients we are serving. So all what is needed from our clients, basically they just need to click on a feedback button, and they can give us their concerns, their complaints or suggestions, or they can even give us their comments. So for us as a Ministry of Home Affairs, it worked perfectly for us, and we really see that we are reaching a lot of clients.
Yeah.
Because with the government communication system, it reaches so many people, provided that that person has the internet at their disposal. And as we are speaking, most of the people, they are using their cell phones. They have internets. If you are sitting in the village, for example, maybe in Okapanda or Utapi or where else, and you have internet, access to internet, you can definitely, just at the comfort of your house, you can give us your comments and or you can give us your suggestion. So what we do also as a ministry, once we receive those complaints, especially or even positive ones, we compile and we engage our managers, because this is our technical people. We relied on them as public relations. We compile the report and we say, okay, maybe for example, the civil registration. Most of our clients, perhaps the questions we receive, maybe they are more concerned about the civil registration. Then we engage the managers so that we can provide our clients with their responses. We go gather responses within our ministry, and we send it to the clients. So the unique part of this government communication system, it gives opportunity to us or to the clients to send them their response through their emails. So on top of that also, we have also very active social media platform whereby we can also engage or send those responses to the clients. It is really working perfectly. It's a very unique system aimed to reach all the clients, because the government wants everyone to be included. Inclusivity is very important. Even our president always urge everyone to be included in the government system. And as public servants, we want really to provide information. We want to make sure that every person, being it in the rural area, they are receiving information from us.
Thank you so much, ma'am. To our viewers joining us now, welcome to the Government Information Center. Today we're really discussing what is known as the government communication system, which really looks at how citizens can lay complaints, but also really looking at when complaints are laid, what is the process, what happens behind the doors, and generally just what is the system, what is the correct way to lay your concern so it can be heard. So moving on, if I can go to you, back to you, Ms. Buiswalelo. The system is aimed at soliciting feedback from citizens or users of government services. Kindly indicate the available platforms where citizens can give feedback. Furthermore, how do citizens go about giving feedback?
Thank you very much. Before I highlight the platforms that should be used in order for citizens to give us feedback, I'll just have to highlight that the type of feedback we are looking for. So we have categorized feedback in 4 forms.
Yeah.
The feedback we are looking for from the citizens is the questions that you have regarding government services, your compliments. If you feel like government is doing well, we are looking for the compliments. And we are also looking for complaints. If there's anything that you're not happy about with regards to service delivery within government, these are the platforms to use. The final one can be the questions. Any question you have and compliment. You can compliment government any questions that you have. So initially when the system was developed, we only had 2 platforms. That is the suggestion boxes and the online feedback system.
Yeah.
So throughout our engagement with our stakeholders, and taking into consideration that we live in a digital world, and we are in the 4th industrial revolution, we saw it fit for us to extend platforms. So apart from the 2 initial platforms of online feedback system and the suggestion boxes, we have incorporated social media. Social media is the voice of the world. If you want information to go out there, social media is going to advocate for you. So all our OMAs and RCs have official Facebook pages. So if our citizens out there have any feedback to give us, they can go in any particular ministry on their social media, on the Facebook, and then they can give their complaint. We also acknowledge the SMS in the newspaper. You can also still go there in the newspaper, give us feedback. And the other thing when we're engaging is particularly the regional councils in the regions. We realize that a better platform where our regional councils are engaging with the citizens is the radios. So a radio is another platform that is incorporated also. If you have any feedback regarding us, you can go on the radio. The final one will be the YouTube. YouTube and Instagram is now popular also. And most ministry, they are on Instagram. In the office of the Prime Minister, if you go on Instagram, we have a page there. So if you have anything regarding government feedback, you can go through all these platforms. So now the way of giving feedback, for example, with the suggestion boxes, when you walk in any government office, at the reception area, there's a black box labeled suggestion boxes. So that suggestion, there's what we call feedback customer form that is attached there in a pen. And if you want to give us feedback through suggestion boxes, you just enter government offices in the reception area, you access the customer feedback form, and you write your feedback and you throw in the suggestion boxes. The one for the online feedback system, my colleague from Deep ITM, Kasauna, will go in details. They are the technical part, we depend on them. So they'll go through it. With regards to other platforms like that I've mentioned already, you just go on the platform on a specific ministry, you comment, the PROs will get that feedback and then channel it to the right channels.
Thank you, ma'am. Maybe just a follow-up question. Do all government offices have active and functioning suggestion boxes?
Yes. Most government offices have suggestion boxes in place. And we have realized that feedback is coming on a slow pace. That's why we are here at the Government Communication Center to raise awareness to the public out there, for our people to know these platforms. So we are urging the public, wherever you go, whether in the even delegated functions, like your education in the region as far as Karas region or Zambezi region, if you enter any government office, you are going to find the suggestion boxes and air your views with regard to the services that you received.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ms. Kasaona, if I can move back to you. Ms. Buiswalelo really mentioned a lot of the platforms that are available. But let's look at one specifically, the online feedback system. How can you kindly explain and more so perhaps demonstrate to us how the system works?
Okay, thank you once again. Basically how the system works is that we have, as an office, put a button on all government websites, and every ministry has a feedback button. If you go to any government website, there's a feedback button whereby you can click on it and then you access a form. That form contains a lot of various information. So when you go to Google, you just type in any ministry that you are looking for, and then you just open the URL of the ministry, and then from there you can see the feedback button that is being displayed on the far, mostly it's on the far right corner of the website. And then from there it will take you to a link where the system is. So from that, there's a form that each one is required to fill in. So based on your queries, whether it's an issue or a complaint or a feedback that you want to give for good service, so you just select the options that are there and the type of complaints that you are complaining, and then you put in the comment. So it's up to you as a public to remain anonymous if you don't want much information. So, and then you can either launch the information anonymously, or you can provide your details if you want feedback from government. So once you have done with that, you submit it. From there, the PRO or the focal people that are appointed by line ministries will pick up your information, and then they will list it. So what you see on the screen is just for demonstration purposes. And once the PRO pick up the information, they discuss the information with their management or various divisions that are responsible for this issue that were raised, and they attend to the issue accordingly. So this is basically just the information that is being displayed as a list, whereby you can see this is just for, it's not, how can I put it? It's not real information, it's for demonstration purposes. So for Maheke Regional Council, for example, so these are the list of the issues that they've received through a test environment. And for demonstration purposes, they pick up or they pull a report from this, and then they give it to management to attend to the issues, or management allocate according to the division that has been provided by, that has to deal with the certain issues per se. So that's how the system in a nutshell work. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think that was very informative. I think the viewers are able to see physically where to go to launch feedback. Ms. Kalo, if I can move back to you. From the side of the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, kindly highlight which platforms have yielded more feedback or is widely used by your customers.
Yes, the Ministry of Home Affairs is using a number of platforms. One of them is the government communication system. We see that that is the one that is reaching a lot of clients, be it in the remote area or being it in the city. So that one, it's really giving us a lot of feedbacks and a lot of complaints and compliments from our clients. So I must emphasize again that this is a very unique platform, because wherever you are, provided that you have access to the internet, you can do it with your cell phone. For example, if you are in Keetmanshoop and you are maybe want to send a complaint, maybe you were not treated well or maybe you were treated very good, you can just really click that button and send that information or concern to us. And another one platform that we are using at the ministry, it is the suggestion box. I see that most of the colleagues, they touch on that, but I see that really this one is really working well for us. Because at all our offices in the region, we do have the suggestion box in place, whereby we give opportunity to our clients who are visiting our office, and they just need to fill the form. And once they fill the form, they submit that form on our suggestion box. So the suggestion box comes with a form. On that form, the ministry managed to make sure that we include a QR code. The unique of the QR code, one can just scan it with the mobile phone and you send any concern to us. It's just really the click of the button. So once we receive again the concern from our clients we are serving, then we owe them the feedback, because the suggestion box form, it's coming with information that provides us with your either Facebook or maybe you can give us your email. And on top of that also, we provide our mobile phone, whereby they can even just scan it and send us their feedback through our WhatsApp, and we can provide them with the feedback. Lastly, the ministry also introduced what is called customer service care. You know, the Ministry of Home Affairs, it's very unique, and we operate like a bank, whereby most of the time, Monday to Friday, we are at the counters where our people, our clients, where they are, and we interact with them. We are observing, we talk to the clients. You know, clients like interaction, and that is how they feel valued. We talk to them, they give us the feedback based on how they were treated on the service we give them. So after that, if you have a critical issue, we take them to our directorates and we solve that problem on spot. So basically, once also you come at our head office, we have also the